everyone, this is Brittnee Bond, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm here with my very dear bestie, Vivi. Hi, baby.
Hi.
So we are very happy to have you on the podcast. You guys, I have so much to share with you about Vivi and so much to ask her. So many juicy questions.
Ooh.
Are you ready for this? Are you excited?
I'm ready.
Are you a little nervous?
A little bit.
Yeah, how are you feeling in your body?
Excited.
Nice.
I'm really excited. Also, really excited to share about my story and my being.
You're being a human in this timeline. Okay,
Yeah.
let's dive right into it. So, Vivi is from Hamburg. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Hamburg. And she's here on the island with her baby daddy and her little baby, Mion, who is 2.5, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Mion is like, you probably have seen him in a lot of my Insta stories. He's famous. He's a little New Earth baby. He is 2.5 going on 80 years old. So he's just like very wise and walks around and tells everyone what to do because he's a little manifestor baby on the human design. And I love him so much. So you guys are just like my soul family here on the islands, like all three of you. And while I go to Europe, they're having Afro. So that also means a lot to me that my baby can be with your babies.
Yeah. So we met at the potluck or at the facilitator night.
Mm-hmm.
And then, kind of we connected right away, kind of, right?
Yeah.
And we shared, we channeled right away. Like we had a lot of energy in the room. And
a lot of witchiness happening here.
There was a lot of witchiness happening right away. And also in the collective, guys, I can tell you, the collective was a really
if you don't know, that was my old house here on the island.
Special place.
Yeah, alien space.
Yeah,
very alien.
And I could feel right away when we were talking, there was entities and souls in front of the windows, and I was like, "Whoa, what's this place?" And
did it feel safe for you?
The collective?
Yeah, like that, like you, because if someone's hearing that, they're probably like, "Was that a scary thing?"
Oh, I mean, for me, for me, it's a normal thing because I can, see, hear, and witness entities and angels. I call them angels. You can call them whatever you want, but basically energies from another dimension.
Yeah.
I can witness them. Yeah, since I'm 18.
So at the collective, there was a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that is? Just like intuitively. Because I always wonder why that space, like I feel like the universe gave me that space.
I think you created it also. Or like the people you were with, you shared some stories about what rituals or what energy, what kind of energy
dated
you felt.
Magicians there.
Yeah.
We did seances. Lots of things were happening.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think the energies felt safe and good around your house, and also know that you're receptive for it, and people that are coming to the collective, so they might feel seen.
What do you mean? Oh, the energies might feel seen. Yeah, I totally, and I welcome them. Like anytime anyone's doing any channeling with me, they're like, "Whoa, you are super tapped into spirit," and I'm like, "Yep, this is actually where I feel more home than this 3D reality."
Yeah,
and I
can relate to that.
Yeah, I think a lot of us that are listening to the podcast, they tell me that like. A lot of people that listen, they're very connected to spirituality, but sometimes they don't have words for it yet. So it's like helpful for them to hear us just talking about this like casually, because I think in mainstream culture, it's still like, what are they talking about? I feel like people don't have vocabulary for it yet, you know? And I just go around telling everyone, like, I really believe that all of us have psychic abilities, and we're just barely starting to like come into conscious awareness of them and also feel comfortable to talk about them, because a lot of us, especially women, we have what we call witch wounds, which means that like in past lives we were burned at the stake for having these abilities, which is really just our natural connection to the universe, to nature, to everything, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to talk about some more juicy things. So you are a young German family who moved here and just decided you're going to live in Thailand. So there's a lot of people who message me, especially like single moms who want to move here, or they see the lifestyle that I'm living and they're like, I could never have that because I have a kid. What would you say to them?
that's not true.
Okay, give them some encouragement.
Yeah, so first of all, like what I experienced in my life, I manifested everything what I wanted in my life. Basically, I came 9 years to Thailand. And
9 years ago you came
9
here.
years ago, yeah, sorry.
So
9 years ago.
way before Mian.
Way before Mian, yeah. And I fell in love with this country and with Asia in general. So I really thought and could imagine like having my family here and having a life here. And yeah, now I'm here and now it happened. Like,
so the next question everyone's going to ask is, how did you do that?
How I did that? You know, like manifest, or you mean?
Both, like the spiritual and the practical.
That's a good question. I mean,
so let's go from the practical. So do you just wake up one day and decide I'm moving to Thailand?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think for me in general, I'm a person, if I want something, I just go for it. And there's nothing, I'm lucky to have this deep belief inside of me that anything I want, I will receive it. And
your knowingness.
Yeah,
for sure.
And I believe that everything what you want is possible, and you can have whatever you want. If you want a Ferrari, you get a Ferrari. If you get one, you get one. You get one.
It's like Oprah.
If you want to live on a little island in Thailand, you get it. If you want to have a van and travel through Europe, you will get it.
So that's what they did.
I got everything.
Wait, so tell them about your trip through Europe with Mian.
So we decided to leave Germany because for us, we wanted to live a life with our kid, and financially, you have to have 2 jobs, maybe 40 hours to afford, let's say, a house. Yeah, we wanted to have like a little house on the countryside, you know, like with some animals.
A nice life.
Yeah, nothing special, but so in Germany, it's hard if you both don't like have like big jobs, you know. Andy, he's a nurse, and I was working as a speech therapist in Germany. So and then we decided we want to have a different life. So we just went for it.
So first off, you bought a van.
So, no, that was before I was pregnant.
Oh, wow. So you guys traveled around before?
No, before I was pregnant, I wanted to live in a van.
Okay.
So I bought the truck, like a truck from my uncle. So the whole car, but empty. It was completely empty.
So you remodeled it.
And I built it from scratch by myself.
Good job. This is before Andy.
We were together. Okay. But,
Wow,
and
good
then
job, babe.
I wanted to move into the van and live in the van. And
did you do that?
Then I became pregnant. And I built it when I was pregnant.
Wow.
Yeah.
So then did you guys travel around in it at all?
Well, after Andy finished with his time at the military hospital in Hamburg. In June last year, we left Germany completely. We sold everything. We have let's say 2 boxes at a friend's place with some winter clothes. But rather than that, we sold everything.
Wow. And how old was Mian when you left?
Well, Mian in general is a lot, you know.
No, but just like how old was he when you left?
Oh, he was 1.5.
So he was 1.5 when you guys sold everything and left the country. And then did you travel around in the van for a while?
Yeah, and then we traveled
with a 1.5-year-old.
With a 1.5-year-old.
You can do anything.
You can do everything. You can do anything.
So where did you guys travel with him?
So we traveled the whole Balkan states. So it's a long, long journey till Greece. And then we stayed 1 month in Greece, and then we went all the way up through Italy and then back to Germany.
Beautiful. How long was the trip?
From June till September.
Wow, that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And so you just kind of traveled around, did like sightseeing and stuff?
We traveled around because we wanted to see if we found a country where we feel comfortable.
So you were basically looking for a new home.
Exactly.
That felt like energetically safe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And we really enjoyed Greece, but there was something that, it felt too dry.
I feel the same. I was just feeling into the energy of Greece. I love Greece.
Yeah.
Greece is the reason why I left America. I was there for a holiday for 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And I just sat on the steps in a market at Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. with my boyfriend. And I was like, I can't live in New York City anymore. I want this. I want to feel free. You know, like this is people really living. Like there is this energy there of people just like living this beautiful natural life, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, the actual energy of the nature is very dry.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And we had our flights booked to Thailand already. So for me, like I've always wanted to come here and show Andy Thailand.
He's never been here before?
No, never been to Asia.
Wow.
So for me, it was clear when he finished with his work, I want to like show him Asia or want to show him Thailand. And our plan was to travel to Thailand and then travel to Indonesia.
And then what happened?
Well, we came here and obviously we got stuck.
in a good way, though,
In
right?
a good way, yeah. So when I was here in Thailand 9 years ago, I skipped Koh Phangan.
I feel like Koh Phangan calls you in when you're meant to be here. Because I lived in Chiang Mai for 4 years before I came here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I lived in this country and I never came here.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, now I live here for 5 years.
Yeah.
So you came when you needed to, right?
Yeah, totally. And then we thought about like, let's go to Bali. I wanna show you Bali as well because I still know there are some people, you know, and I wanted to visit them and see them. And then, but we came here in rainy season. Yeah, so
not a great time.
Well, but
it's still nice.
It's cozy. It's cute.
Yeah.
Like, you have like
flooding,
1, 2, 3 floodings, but rather than that,
I
mean, it's cozy.
So, are you happy that you guys live here?
Yeah,
you would
of course
not go back to Germany right now.
Right now, no way.
For all of the people who are still in the Matrix. So what does it feel like secure to live here with a 2.5-year-old? Like, does it feel safe?
Yeah, like
would
totally.
you recommend it?
Yeah. I mean, you have to find your way, like how to make money and, you know, have a stable income. But for a kid, and I have to say, like, childcare here is very expensive. That's what I have to say. But yeah, like it's so beautiful for my kid to be outside the whole day. Yeah, and for me, for my soul, you know.
Yeah, you guys were at the sea all day yesterday.
Yeah,
just playing in the water.
And I was like, you know, like I was on my period and I was in my cave mode in my hole, and I just wanted to hide and stay at home. And then Kat, our friend, called and she was like, "Oh, you want to come to the sea? Let's go in the water." And I was like, "Oh, I don't want to go in the water." But I knew nature is good for me.
Yeah.
So I like, you know, my whole body wanted to stay at home, but I went in anyway. And it was a beautiful decision because it's just so nourishing to be in nature. And it's so nourishing to be in the waterfalls here. And
oh my gosh, yeah.
It's the life quality here is so different. It's so different. I mean, yeah, you have like the safety part in Germany, you know, like you're
the like matrix structure.
Exactly. The matrix structure gives you a picture of safety. But I think we all know like safety is not a thing that really exists, right?
Well, I think it's different for everyone, and that's why I was asking you, like, because you and I agree on that.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people listening would be like, yeah, but free medical care is really nice, and these different things are really nice. But I would say that like I'll give you an example to them, like what it's like for your child, Mion. Like he wakes up in the morning, super excited to go to the nanny's house. So first they got a nanny that would come into their house and be here for 5 days a week, right? And then they found out that the nanny's mom, so the Burmese lady who watches Mion, her mom watches one of the other kids in the community who's also German. And so now Mion, her child, and the other kid go to the nanny's house and they hang out with the nanny's family all day long and get like to learn Burmese and be in nature even more, and like basically like a little mini preschool. But
Yeah. So for me, it was important to not have like this. I mean, I don't want I'm not judging it, but what he gets there is a normal daily routine, a normal just a normal life, not like being in a kindergarten where you have art class and then you have this and then you have that and you have
like a lot of structure.
Yeah. And I don't think that structure is a bad thing. But I mean, it is like he goes to auntie's house.
Yeah, he gets so excited.
Yeah, he gets so excited every morning. He can't wait to get there and to be there. So yeah, it is like a family extension for us.
Yeah, that's what it feels like energetically when you talk about, because I've met her, the nanny and stuff, and I'm like, it's really just like more family hanging out together. And and Mion's so energetically sensitive. And the fact that he likes her and he feels comfortable with her. Yeah. It's good. Yeah. Because they've had a couple nannies come and try it out, and Mion will just be like, one of the times he was like, you cannot come in the house to one of the nannies. Like, he just did not. These New Earth kids, they can sense frequencies so hardcore, Yeah. And I love that he's just really, you guys have shaped him in a way where he feels comfortable to speak his needs,
Well, I don't think we shaped him. I think he... this is what he brings,
Yeah, but you could have smashed that. You could have smashed that part of him. A lot of parents do that. They're like, fall in line, But I think you guys work with him where he has his own personal sovereignty. Yeah. And I think that's really important. I think you guys are good parents. That's what I was saying to Andy before we started. Yeah. Because we had a little meeting about what can we talk about on the podcast, And I was saying to Andy, I was like, you're such a good dad to Mion. And I really honor that, because I didn't have that growing up. And just even little things, like we were here laying in bed the other night working on the laptop doing some work stuff, and then Andy comes in and he's like, can you guys come to the dinner and hang out with Mion while he eats? Because I don't want him to eat alone. You guys already had food, but come hang out with him. And so we came out, and Mion was so happy that we were all there, and he's trying to give us food and hang out with us. And it's just these little things that I noticed that Andy is very in tune with when it comes to being a dad. Yeah. And these are not natural for a lot of men, So you guys are both sensitive parents, and I think that's really important for a sensitive child, you know, and also to be in an environment here in Thailand where it's more flowy and it's more in nature, it's more connected. Yeah. Whereas if you're in Germany, a lot of that sensitivity has to be dulled down in order to deal with life there. Otherwise it's too overwhelming, energetically, right?
Yeah. Also for me.
Yeah, I feel that for myself.
For example, for me, I don't know, in Hamburg, going to, I don't know, a animal sanctuary or a zoo or something like that, you have to go in the tram and go with the tram to the park. And this is already a lot, also a lot for a child. And I had so many moments in Germany, because Mian was a lot crying and screaming, especially when he doesn't like things or when he's overwhelmed. When the
energy is too much.
When the energy is too much and he needs to, empty the energy and maybe need to be in quietness for a second. Yeah, so he screams in the tram and in Germany... It's hard because people get annoyed. People are not so, sensitive and welcome to kids. This is what I experience, and I talk to a lot of parents and they experience the same. And this is really sad to me. When we were traveling through all those countries, people loved kids. They were so sweet, so cute. The kids always get treats. They get love. They get... I don't know.
They're welcomed.
Yeah, they're welcomed and they're in first position, And
in Germany, it's not like that.
No.
Is it the culture still of kids need to be silent and submissive kind of thing?
Well, there is the new age parents or however we want to call them. They try to do things different, but still you have all the other people,
Yeah, and you're kind of overwhelmed by the rest of the energy there.
Yeah, and they are not welcoming to kids or want the kids to be quiet and to follow.
Okay, so I want to talk about open relationships.
Okay.
Are you ready for this? Can you handle this?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so You and Andy are co-parenting Mian.
Yeah.
And doing it in a very good way. You're also exploring open relating. So like for people listening, you're like, what the fuck? They live in Thailand. They have a child. They left Germany and now they're exploring openness. She is one of my core team for the play parties. And you know, you met a beautiful connection at one of the play parties. I want to just share that story briefly because I don't normally let people in like really last minute, but there was one man who messaged me like 5 p.m. and this party starts at 6. And he's like, please, please, please. I just feel so called to come today, but not in like a needy energy, just kind of in this like,
wow, I get so excited right now because I know you told me that, but like,
yeah, he was just like, there's something in the universe. I feel like I need to be there tonight. But again, I can sense energies. I can tell if someone's like making it up. Right. And I could tell. And I felt into it and I was like, yeah, okay, he needs to be here, you know?
Yeah,
and so I said, okay, if you can get here on time, you have to be here by this time. And he was like, I'm coming. And he like ran home and took a shower and ran there. And then immediately from when you guys met, it was just like fireworks going off in the universe. And you guys were like inseparable until he went back home to his home country.
Yeah.
So how is that for you to be give me something. How is that?
Unexpected, first of all, very unexpected. I mean, we had an agreement, you know, like
you and Andy.
Yeah, we had an agreement about, you know, like boundaries and, you know, like openness. So that was the reason why I came to the party in the first place.
Just so everyone is cognizant, like Andy is super cool with you coming to the play parties, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have also checked in with him. Like, I also, like, as the host, I want to make sure that everyone feels really good. I keep telling him I think he should come.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, maybe next time. He's just like, I'm not ready yet, but I support it. Do your thing, you know? So
yeah, I mean, he has his own processes.
Yeah,
you know,
and he can do it. He doesn't need to come. No one's pressuring him. I just want to make him know that he's welcome.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Anyways, keep going.
So yeah, and then this beautiful soul showed up, and yeah, it was very unexpected, and yeah, I don't know. I laid on one of the mattresses with my other friend, with Kat, and I don't know, with more people. You know, we're like cuddling,
just vibing
and vibing, yeah. And because like the party also like started, you know, like before we have the relating games, and then it starts into an open play, and the open play just started, and then this I had with him the first game, like the eye gazing game, and he was sharing a little bit about, you know, what he's going through right now through a breakup, you know, and he has and that his intention to come, and this is very interesting, he didn't came to play, he came to make friends.
Oh, well, he definitely made friends. He came right into our friend group.
Yeah, so his intention to come to the play party is to meet like-minded people and to make friends. And yeah, and then I invited him to come to the cuddle puddle we had going on there, and then yeah, I don't know, somehow it got juicy.
And how did the relationship develop over the next time period?
Wow, yeah, we spent a lot of time together, and yeah, we learned so much from each other, and yeah, our energies together is just a vibe. I don't know, it looked like we've been a couple for 10 years.
Yeah, you guys are like
yeah.
And then
but also at one point it was important for me that both of them meet.
I was just gonna bring that up. So I wanted to be a fly on the wall at that meeting.
Yeah, like
so her baby daddy and her other partner had dinner together. All of you had dinner.
Yeah, we had dinner with two more
friends,
with two girlfriends of us. Yeah, so because what the guy from the party
can we give him a nickname?
I don't know.
I want to call him Yoshi.
Yoshi.
I don't know why.
Okay, yeah. So now it's Yoshi. So, but now I forgot what I wanted to say.
You said it was important for them to meet.
Yeah. So it was important. Oh yeah, because Yoshi kept on saying like he's family, and we
Andy's family.
Yeah, Andy's family, and we want include everybody, you know, and yeah, we want to be a family. We want to be a soul family, you know, like
Yeah, and I totally resonate. That's why I was really following your guys' story closely. One, because you were one of my best friends, but also I was like, this is what I wanted in past open partnerships where everyone felt energetically safe with everyone else.
Exactly.
And we were just adding more family. And like, it is one thing to say that. I have had so many times where I was like, this is, I'm saying it, but it's a whole other thing for everyone to actually embody that energy.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times people are saying it and they don't actually feel it, or they're forcing themselves to do it, or they don't actually feel safe with the other person, blah, blah, blah. There's so many things that could make it not in alignment.
Yeah.
But with you guys, it actually felt like energetically I could feel the situation. And I checked in hardcore with Andy and also asked Yoshi, I was like, how are you guys feeling? And everyone just seemed like, yeah, this is flowing, you know? Like, I know for Andy it was awkward at first because, of course, like...
Yeah. It was a new thing also.
Yeah.
You know, I've never had that
happening.
situation before that I, you know, like had such a strong connection with somebody else since we love each other, you know? So, yeah, it was for everybody a new thing. And we had to have like
Lots
a lot of conversations. Yeah, it's so important. And I double checked with any step I wanted to make. I double checked
with Andy.
Yeah, because I wanted to protect his heart.
Yeah.
And this is also like, you know, remember the other day when we were sitting in the cafe and we had this intense conversation about like relationships and open relationships.
And we were both crying.
We were both crying. It was a huge download. And I think the most important thing is that everybody is protecting everybody's heart. And there's no like... Oh, and also what is very interesting, what I've learned from Yoshi, is allowing everybody to have any emotion. So jealousy is allowed, angriness is allowed, sadness is allowed, but I'm here to hold you with my love.
Aww.
You know?
I just got goosebumps. I love Yoshi.
Yeah.
I wonder what he's going to feel about us nicknaming him Yoshi.
Yeah.
But I think what you were the reason why that made me cry when we were talking about it at the cafe was because there's been so many times in the past where I, you know, was exploring openness with a partner and my partner was saying all the right things, but I didn't have the feeling that he was actually protecting my heart. Like that was his first motivation. And I think this is what was our breakthrough, was just like, it doesn't actually matter sometimes what you say. It's like, no, but do I feel like you have my back? Like, are we committed to us to being together? And then whatever form that connection looks like you and Andy are committed to being Mion's parents and to be co-parents and to be like a family together in that situation. And then like whatever else is flowing, like on every given day, nobody knows in our group of friends what's happening with them. But like at the same time, we know that you guys are committed to each other and to Mion. And that is, to me, like the real thing that makes me want to cry, because I think that's what we're all craving, is that like, I have your back no matter what goes down. Like, we're in this together and we're going to figure it out. Doesn't matter how many times we need to talk about it or how much we're going to be upset at each other, but like, we're going to figure this out, and we're going to do it with the energy of like, I'm doing my best to protect your heart.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's the most important thing. Yeah. But what I also want to say about, like, from my perspective, with this whole openness or not openness, and because it, like, for me in the last weeks, it came up a lot, and I was thinking about it a lot. Do I want this in my life? Because like in the past, or like still, my belief system is like, if I love somebody, I love somebody, and I don't need anybody else, you know? Like, I don't need to sleep with anybody or cuddle. Cuddle, yeah. But, you know, like, I don't need to
have like
chase,
a sexual
or chase anybody else, or, you know, like have multiple partners. I'm fully fulfilled with one partner normally, you know? But our dynamic or our situation just happened, you know? And so I'm still like thinking and checking in with me, like, what is my belief system? And I don't like I think my answer is not black and white.
I know, I feel the same, because there's days where I'm like, I choose to have my next partnership be like someone where I don't need anyone else. And also my soul chose to have a mission of like helping people in their sexuality. And so for me, that's also like, it's an ever exploring thing, you know?
Yeah.
Because I think right now as a society, we're really looking at, is monogamy the only way? And it's like goes from one extreme to the other. Like, so now everyone's exploring like everything else. But I think like it's somewhere, the balance is somewhere in the middle. But also what's hard is that it's not going to be black and white for every single person. There's no structure of what is a healthy relationship except for what you feel into in your body.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's so confusing for most people, because they listen to my podcast or they read this other thing and they're like, okay, this is what healthy relating is. Like, no, it's what do you need in that moment? Are you speaking for your needs? Does this person align with your needs? But you know, one thing I was talking to Rosanna, another girlfriend, this morning about was that I feel like if people had I would love to hear what you think about this, because this major download I came to, like, I was talking to an ex yesterday and it was a very emotional conversation, Venus in retrograde. And one thing that I recognize, this ex and we have been able to stay in very close friendship even after we broke up. And one thing that we were both talking about was that I feel like if people were committed, like as everyone wakes up spiritually now, we realize we are all connected, whether it's spiritually or like in spirit or here, like we're one group of humanity, right? And I feel like when we were exploring separation these last thousands of years, the reason why it felt so intense to break up with someone is because when you fell in love with someone, you not only, it's like one, you felt connected sometimes for the first time, like deeply, not just to yourself, but also to your, like your source connection, like God. And so breaking up with that person, it felt almost like a survival thing, like you're dying because like you're also feeling like you're maybe feeling disconnected from source more. And as we all wake up spiritually, we realize like, oh, we're always connected. So whether we're in connection with this person or that, it's like we still have our source connection. And also we can still have a connection with this person, but maybe we can transform it into friendship. Maybe we can transform it into something else. Like, and I think that's even why I don't like the word conscious uncoupling, because I feel like even that uncoupling is like denotes that there is this break, you know, like instead of a transition. And that's something that's made me so sad in past partnerships, is like we were so deep in love and we had so many experiences together. And then suddenly we just like never talk to each other again. Like that doesn't make sense to me. So I'd love to hear what you think about that.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, for me, I think with my ex-partners, like I think I'm on good terms with nearly everybody. Like, I gotta check. I have to think about it.
Well, it's Venus in retrograde till Saturday, so you can go through and ask them, do some cleaning up.
No, but seriously, like, yeah. And even if it was like after 9 or 10 years, one of my ex-partners, like, I think it was like 2 years ago or something, we spoke after 9 or 10 years and cleared up the air.
Wow.
And now he visited us in Hamburg and stayed in our house for a few days with my family, you know, like, and because he wanted to explore Hamburg and see if he wants to move there. So I said, yeah, if you need a house, you can stay at our place. And
I love that.
So yeah.
So I really don't believe that we need to look at it in the sense of like, we're breaking up, now we need to, this is also, I think it's going to transform in the next 5, 10, 50 years or whatever. It's basically like, instead of black and white, like we're together, we're not together, I can't speak to you again. It's like, can we transition this connection in a way that actually is honoring our current needs?
Yeah. And I mean, does the love really go away?
No. And I think that's where the grief is that you have all this love still for this person, but something mentally is telling you it's not safe to give it to them anymore.
Exactly.
And then you just like, that's why I think we talk so much about our exes, because we're processing this love that we still have for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah. I don't know when you ask it that way. I'm like, okay, here we go.
I don't know if I should put this on the podcast, but I guess I can cut it out later if I don't want to.
Yeah,
put it out there. So the conversation with this ex yesterday was really healing for me, even though it started with us like fighting and then crying and then hugging and then and basically it was around like us having a shared reality of how we broke up and some of the things that happened. And there was some shadows that were brought to me about myself, and I really owned them, and I like leaned in, you know. I was like, yeah, okay, how can I see you in this, you know, like how can I hold space for you in this, and like I really am sorry. And when I left that conversation, it was very energetically, like it took a lot of energy. I felt like I needed to, like I basically came here and fell asleep at your house. And
she's homeless at the moment.
I'm homeless at the moment. That's great. I love how I'm homeless, and then I'm gonna be in a 5-bedroom villa this weekend. And it's like, but I'm homeless, but I rent 5-bedroom villas for parties. It's fine. It's like, what is life? I feel homeless, but I also feel full of so many homes, because like all of you are, I'm just like, my stuff's here. I'm staying at this person's house. I'm over here. Anyways. So, there was a part of me yesterday that was like, I'm leaving the island next week. You know, I don't know. I know. Let's not start crying about it. Okay. Although I am very sad, and I told you I want all of you to come with me. That's my dream, is to have my crew of soul family just traveling around.
And I would love that.
Let's manifest that. Can you imagine me on a tour?
I was exactly thinking about that.
I'm just thinking about
or him running around, you know, before the party starts.
Like, okay, man, you need to go. We're doing a play party. He's like, I want to stay. No, like maybe when you're 20. Yeah.
What is Brittnee doing? What is her job?
What is he gonna?
He will ask you that one day,
babe. What is gonna happen when he's like 15, and then we tell him what you were doing when he was 2, helping host play parties?
Well, probably I don't know if I will tell him when he's 15, maybe later.
Like 20 or something.
But I think like he will like.
Yeah, I think these new age kids totally get it.
Yeah, and it's important. I think like the most important thing is like that happy mom, happy family, you know, happy parents, happy family. Same for the dad, you know.
Yeah.
And
he can sense it so much when you guys are off.
Yeah, a lot.
So basically my question was, I was thinking about reaching out to my last boyfriend before I left to have a conversation, like a closure conversation. Because when I leave the island, I feel like I don't know when I'm coming back, and I'm not sure. I'm probably gonna be a different person. I'm a different person every day, but like I really feel that this is a before and after moment for me. It's the same as when I left the States and like moved away in 2015. So there's a part of me, like after this conversation yesterday with this other ex, I was like, okay, I can see this being a really emotional conversation, but also maybe really potentially really healing. And I asked Rosanna about it this morning, and she was like, well, it's important for you to ask yourself, what do you want out of this? And like, what's the objective here? And my objective was to be seen. Like there's different parts inside of me that still have things they want to say to him. And just to like maybe write those down and to be seen in that and to be honored in that. And for him to do the same. Like, you know, after we broke up, there's a lot of me that realizes that, different shadow sides that I do honor that came out around him, you know, like the way I spoke to him, and like there's, you know what I mean? Like we've talked about this. So, and I would love to see him in that and to honor his experience. And then there's another part of me that's like, I don't know if he's ready for that, you know, and like if he's not ready for that, then am I putting myself in like a emotionally unsafe situation? I don't know if I should publish any of this, but what do you think?
Well, I think your thoughts are very important, all the points we were just talking about. And I mean, I always go with my gut feeling, and I know you should too. In terms of your human design especially. But yeah, of course you can think about like what Rosanna said. It's very important. Well, like where is the intention behind all this? You know, of course I can just dump my feelings and dump my thoughts about this to release it.
Well, I think that the real intention was like for me to be in alignment with what I just said to you earlier, is like I don't feel like it has to be black and white where we just like never see each other again. Bye. I think like, is there basically like in this new earth energy, like, is there a way that we could still have some sort of connection, even if it's just like, I support you from afar. Yeah. To transition that energy, you know, and because I do, like, him and I have had it channeled many times that we have past life stuff, and you know, like I still feel so connected to him.
Yeah.
And we talk about it, you know,
I know.
and it's like, it's not that I don't feel like I'm looping anymore. It's just like I feel sad because I miss him as like a friend, you know?
You miss his soul.
Yeah.
I know.
And I know that he feels the same. I think that's what's hard.
Yeah, I know.
But
yeah,
then
I
it's like the
sense
human
that.
part of us that it's like, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think the first thing to do is to ask him if he's ready for it and if he, you know, like wants to do it. Because if he's right now in a completely different place where he, you know, like deals with different things, and his path right now is a completely different one, then you don't have to think about like
so just do a
about the
check-in.
whole just do a check-in, like tell him what your intention is and why do you want to do it, and then maybe he feels the same and he feels that's a great idea, or he says, sorry, that right now it's not a topic I want to dig into.
Yeah, and I totally honor that too, you know? And I think for me it's like, if he doesn't want to do that now, then that's okay. I'm going to do that closure for myself. And, you know, it probably will be that we won't really have that much of a connection in the future. Because, like, my heart is still, like, open to some sort of connection right now.
Yeah.
And that's okay, you know? Like, again, life is abundant. There's many more connections in all different forms. I just find it really interesting. Like, I'm literally going to Berlin, you know?
Yeah.
You know, like, our souls are still super... Like, I'm going there to be with our community, you know?
Yeah.
And there's still a part of me that's like, we were here like to do this new earth community together. And I don't know if that's still true, but that there's a part that's still curious about that.
What do you feel? Do you feel it's true?
I think if we could catch up with our human sides, like if our human sides could somehow align. And that's one thing I had to really come to Jesus moment, is that like I can see people's souls and their higher selves so clearly. Like that's one of my superpowers, but I have to really align with where they are at right now in the timeline. And really honor that. Because if I don't, then like Rosanna talks about this, that I can like literally energetically bring them to my vibration, but it's like not fun for either of us. And then I feel frustrated because I just want to, you know, connect and just have us like move forward, you know, do things, create things, which is what I'm doing. I'm like literally going out in the world right now and creating things. Yeah. Like so much. So, and
by the way, what's really amazing.
Thank you. But I do it with all of your support, you know, and that's one thing that I said to myself was that I want to do it with my soul family. And I feel like even when we're away from each other, we're going to do it together, you know? Yeah. I love you.
I love you.
Is there anything else you want to share with them? Any final words?
No, I don't think so.
Maybe do you want to share about what you do?
Well, maybe I can share a little bit about my journey, how I got there now, because I think it's also empowering for people. So as I said in the beginning, I had this or have this abilities to feel energies, feel entities, like see chakras, see your energy field, auras, like if they're blocked or if there's
Wait, can we test that? Can you do mine right now?
Yeah, sure.
And then I want to hear everything you're about to say, but now I'm curious.
I like what's always popping out is your third eye. It's so crazy that it's the wrong way around.
It's the wrong way around?
Yeah.
How do I fix it?
Come to my healing session.
Really? Can you fix this?
Yeah. I mean, I would never say, I will fix you, but
I want to try it before.
I could give the impulse to your body to fix itself.
Oh, I love that. Okay, can we do that before I leave town?
Like, yeah, sure.
No, really, it's backwards? Like it's facing inward?
No, you mean like that? No, it's like
upside down.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that on anyone?
No.
Okay, I wonder what that means. Do you think it needs to be fixed, or do you think that's just like how I am?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Well, I think like, it could get an impulse if you're ready for it. It tells me, or a source is telling me, we could give it an impulse if you're ready for it. And this is exactly the same what you were just talking about it. What you were just talking about, like checking in with people and asking them, are you ready? Like, is this what you want right now?
Instead of just like forcing them into it. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me also with my work, with like moving energies, and it is very important to let people know that it's them fixing themselves, or we're people who do that. We're just giving an impulse. We're just giving an impulse to your body or to your person.
So what do you offer?
Right now I'm building a business where I help people manifest their life, manifest their desires. I think help them find what they want first.
I think a lot of people could use this remotely. Do you offer this on on a remote? Yeah. So people, if you want to reach out to her, what's the best way to find you?
Maybe reach out via Instagram.
Okay, I'll put your Instagram in the show notes.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah. Yeah, also like, because there were a lot of people from Germany reaching out to me and asking like, wow, how did you get there? Like, wow, how did you do that? And because of course they're seeing all these beautiful pictures and all these beautiful videos, like from waterfalls and from me running around with my kids, sunset and beach, but it needs a little bit, it needs courage. It needs courage, and it needs the trust in yourself and in universe. Just a little bit. You don't need to be like, oh yeah, I can like do this, but just like tiny steps, and then you start to trust yourself more and more.
Yeah, and if you don't know how to get started on that, it's also okay to ask someone for help.
Yeah, exactly.
So like when I was going on my journey, I always had mentors. I always had coaches, it's very normal. And Afra's coming in the room. She's like, hello. So I would highly recommend to all of you, if you're feeling like the calling, to reach out to her and see about exploring some of those sessions, like healing sessions, coaching sessions. It's all possible. And the thing is like, we all want we want to empower you to empower yourself. That's basically what it is, because that's what we were able to do. Yeah. So it's not about anyone being more or less than each other. It's just like, we're just like taking you by the hand and being like, let's go together.
Yeah, we all have different knowledges, and we share them. And
okay, cool. On that note, I think we'll finish. I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, me too. It was fun.
Yeah.
I want to come back. I want to talk more.
Come back on the show. We'll report back how my third eye is doing.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was upside down.
Yeah. But I told you the other day.
No, you said it seems sore. That's what you said.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're like, it just seems really sore. Like you, and I was like, yeah, that's because I had a channel that like when I did this really big mushroom trip.
Interesting.
I blasted my third eye open, and it was like kind of sore in a sense. Oh. So that's also why I stopped doing psychedelics for a while.
Yeah.
I don't really do them anymore. Just let everyone know. They're always trying to get me to do mushrooms, and I'm like, I'm good. I'm flying already. I'll get contact high from all y'all.
Oh yeah.
She also gets contact high. Yeah.
I don't need to take anything.
You're just already there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sending you guys all lots of love. We will see you on the next episode. I'm committed to making an episode with each of my besties, girlfriends this week. So you'll be seeing a lot more of all of us. Okay, have a beautiful day. Bye.